Hey guys, back with another art devlog where I show you some room assets that I've been working on. It's been a little bit of a break given the last couple videos have just been art without any rooms involved. But I've still been doing some behind the scenes work on rooms, so let's get into this. So the first one here, you can see it's not really at all like a room. This is actually assets for two different rooms that I wanted to do. So it's kind of hard seeing as the second level reuses a lot of assets because there are brick walls that basically can work for any room that has brick walls. So basically a lot of these rooms that I've been working on have just been like one or two things that I can add to make each room kind of like distinct so that people can kind of still tell where they are even if all the walls and everything look the same. So for the first room here, these three assets are for the first room that I worked on in this batch. Just to kind of get some more perspective, this is going to be another path that you can go through after you go through the last whole bunch of rooms I was showing you guys in the last three videos. So if you're in the sort of lobby room with all four gates, then this will be the top right gate that you can go through, whereas the previous one was the bottom right gate. So I was thinking for the first room, it just leads through like a little like hallway that has like these paintings and like pillars in between the paintings. Have one like be broken on the floor here, and then like a path where it's just tiled. Then this is for the second room. I wanted it to be like kind of a little bit of a cathedral type thing, where it's like, oh, this is where they would go to worship Urenica, and I was going to make it like a tall room with a bunch of benches that would just be recolored from the first episode that you find in the hideout, that room with the altar and everything. So basically, that whole second room is just going to be reused assets, and the only thing that would be different would be this huge statue of Urenica that would have like these metal sort of like, I don't even know what to call it, decoration things that'll come up like around her. It's kind of scooched off to the side here because I didn't want to draw the whole thing like that already. So basically those are the first two kind of rooms. It's very like churchy kind of part of the temple. And then immediately after that, so you're going to be going up through the second room, and then it'll lead you up into this graveyard. So the whole rest of this section, I believe, is going to be a graveyard. I haven't 100% planned it out yet, but basically the entire section of this part is going to be based around this tombstone / music box thing here. Basically, not trying to spoil things too much, so I'll keep it kind of on the down low, let you guys figure that out as I actually start programming these rooms. But this is a gravestone that was built by a human in honor of a demon that he was in love with that died. Basically, the way the music box works is when all four of these little cavities here are filled with these slabs that you can find throughout this section, then the music box will work, and then a key will pop out of the side or the back or something, and that'll let you continue. So even though she was not really an important part of the temple's history itself, the reason that she has such an intricate tombstone is because the person that mourned her was a craftsman, a musician, kind of artist type of guy, and he wanted to make something to really honor her memory, whereas all the other graves for humans and demons that were living in this temple are basically remembered by more normal, non-craftsy types. So that's why she has a very special grave, even though she was not actually necessarily an important person. So then, let's see. So I wanted to make it so you go in through this way, and that leads into a save room that will go up, and then that'll pass up through here. You're gonna have to kind of bear with me on the walls and everything. I know it's a lot harder to kind of understand what's going on compared to other rooms that I draw, because these are all reusing the wall assets. I basically just marked in pencil where all the different walls are going to be. So this is the entrance to this part. immediately you find a piece of paper and a torn up like journal on the floor, and that is going to be the diary of the man who actually built this. So you use his diary entries as clues to kind of put the thing back together properly, and that's how you beat this part of the level. So that's kind of the whole puzzle of it. So this part here is just basically like the sprite that I'm going to use to be like, okay, when you interact with one of these notes on the ground, then this will come up. Let me see if I can clockwise. Yeah. So it'll be like a lot bigger. So it'll take up the whole like height of the screen, and it'll have the message in here. And I'm kind of debating, I was thinking about having all of the entries be recorded in Rena's diary of her just kind of copying them all down. But I'm not sure if I want to do that, or if I want to have it be that you collect this book here, like the book cover, and you kind of sandwich all of the pages in together and have that be a separate item that you only use for this level. So I'm still kind of thinking about that, but we'll see. Anyway, so the first path that I made is going through this way, and that'll be the rest of the rooms for this update video. So, let's see. So you come in through this way, and this is a continuation of the graveyard. I wanted this to be kind of like a mass grave of a bunch of demons and humans that were wiped out because of a sickness that happened at some point in history. So it'll kind of be like, oh, not only are these graves of people that were remembered, but it's like these also mark the history of what happened in the Shadowlands at different points in time when this temple was still active. So the individual graves, some of them will have stories. Other ones will basically just mark historic events and stuff like that. So you come in through here, you go up here. Then you come in through this way, you see another half of a note. So not only do you have to piece together basically every part of this guy's relationship and the significance of this music box, but you also have to put it all in the right order. So some pages will only have half of the page, some of them will be whole pages, but basically the whole point of it is to organize in a timeline so you can kind of best understand how the music box works. Anyway, I wanted to have it be like curtains draped from the ceiling, and this little candle thing holder is going to be in between. So that'll be how this room looks. Obviously, since it's pretty sparse, there's going to be a monster or two in here. And that's pretty much how it goes with every room that I make. It's like, okay, there's either something really big and significant for the story, or there's something that you can fight. So this is one of those kinds of rooms. In this room, it's kind of hard to see because the pencil showed up really light when I scanned it. But you come in through this way. There's going to be a huge tile in the middle, a bunch of like pillars that'll be like equidistant from each other and kind of holding up the whole room. I wanted to put one broken one here. And then this whole tile in the middle, I basically just drew the outline, and then for the design, I'm going to be just replicating this for each quarter of the tile so it matches itself. And then in this part is going to be the rest of the note from here. So this one's not really difficult to piece together because I don't want it to be like too much of a wild goose chase. But that way you kind of realize, okay, I can't miss any of it. I need to pick all of it up. Anyway, so there's going to be other tiles that are smaller that'll be reused from this one. So that'll kind of lead up through here. And then, so when you go in through this way, which is the exit for this room, it'll lead into this room, which will probably have something to fight because there were no other real assets that I could think of making. I just wanted to have the walls and a couple pillars here, and then you go in through this fancy gate, and then it leads you to this hallway. So like how it was with the other room, I want to have like these candles kind of replicated across the floor, and then this leads into this room here, let me zoom in, where it has these sort of good luck charms that are basically just meant to like keep the graveyard safe, keep every like protect the rest of all of the people and demons who were buried here, like that kind of stuff. I basically just wanted to make it a few rooms where it's like, okay, these are all the different points that keep up like the spirituality of those who lived in the temple. And I drew a few candles here. I kind of wanted to have a bunch of them in here, but I didn't want to draw all of the ones that I was going to use. So I just wanted to make a few and then kind of copy paste some of them. And then that leads to the point of this room, whereas here is the first music box slab. So basically you take this and you will be able to organize them in your inventory. All of them have a little like lyric on them because the music box is actually part of a song that the man wrote for the demon that he was in love with after she died. So the point of the music box is to organize the slabs so that the song not only sounds correct, but that the lyrics make sense as well. And that's what ties into the different journal entries, is because he basically writes the lyrics directly from his journal. And so you'll see, okay, when this part of his thought process comes up earlier, then that means that this lyric comes before this one. So basically you collect all four and put them all in, and then you're able to start the music box, hear the song, and then the key comes out, and then this section of the level is done. So basically, in all four of these paths, there is a different slab for the music box. Or at least, I'm not sure, I believe that this one will have two, and then one of them will only have the journal entries, but basically each of these paths will be where you need to collect everything that helps you solve the puzzle. So it's similar to the previous section where you have to find all 3 metal balls in order to get the key. It's very much that sort of puzzle, except that there's an added layer of figuring out the different parts of this guy's relationship with this demon, and then reconstructing his song based on your knowledge that you gain from his journal. So that's it for this update. I'm already partway through the next set of rooms, so hopefully it shouldn't take me too long to get another update video out to you guys. But for now, this is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little sneak peek of what's to come, and I will see you all in the next video.